Good morning, everyone, and it's indeed inspiring to see you back again. We are continuing with our Linux series. This is Linux Fundamental series, and in this session, we are going to understand more on Linux fundamentals along with the file permissions. So let us start working on it, and let me share my screen. We have already covered in the previous session that Linux is an operating system, and we have seen that how Linux can be installed. After the installation is done, we need to check whether it is working or not, and that we can do with the help of VMware Workstation. So here you can see I have started the instance which we had created in the previous session, and here you can see this instance. I'll just click on the username, and it is asking for the password. I'll put the password as indeed. That is what the password I have set, and let me click on enter, and you can see here that it is about to get login. So this is quite simple to log in into the this particular Linux OS operating system, and here it has been successfully logged in. Now let us move ahead and try to understand how basically we can work with Linux, and for that purpose let me just click on next, skip, next, finish, and this is what is your Linux installed. You can click on this particular icon here. You can see enter full screen mode, and now you are into full screen mode where you should be able to work independently. You'll get a feel that independently you are working onto this particular system. You can see the screen is still small. So what you can do is you can go here, go to view, and here we have different views like keep aspect ratio, free stretch. So if you click on free stretch, it is going to get stretched. So you can choose as per your need. If you press the Windows button and start typing terminal, you can see it comes up with the terminal and other options. So here you can see that this is the terminal or shell which has got opened up, and now we will start with the basic commands of Linux. The first, we should start with navigation and directory commands. That means how we can move from one location to other. So that is basically navigation and directory commands. Navigating means going from one path to another path. If we want to understand it with an example, then let's say you are entering into your house, and in that particular case you entered from the main door, and then you find that there are multiple ways, like you can go to the room 1, room 2, room 3, kitchen, and then balconies. So many ways are there where you can head towards. So first of all, you enter into your home, you are into the a hall, which is a common area for everyone, and then now you have a choice. So this is what you are doing is navigation. And in case of Linux or any file system also, we navigate from one directory to another directory. In Linux, we call it as a directory. In Windows, normally the terminology which is being used is the folders. So they are the same thing. Directories and folders are the same thing. They contain more files and folders inside it. If I talk about directory, more files and directories inside it, along with some soft links, hard links, and other objects as well. Now, the first command here is pwd, that is print working directory. So working directory means where you exactly are. Now, if I type pwd, so this pwd would basically mean the print working directory, print working directory slash home slash indeed inspiring, which means that I am currently present or available inside home. There is a directory called as indeed inspiring. So inside that I am currently available. This is what it is showing. And now let us go back. If you want to list all the directories, then in that particular case, you have a command called as ls. So ls is the command to list out all the directories which you have. So let us do basically ls over here. So ls, and this ls command is going to help us see all the directories which are there inside this particular folder. So if you see that we have desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, public, snap, templates, videos, all these directories are present inside the directory slash home slash indeed inspiring. So Indeed Inspiring is a user, and the default mechanism is there will be a directory of that user created. Inside that directory, the standard folders which will get created are desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, public, snap, templates, videos. These are the default directories which get created when a user is created. So we had created a user when we were installing this operating system Ubuntu, and because of that only, this particular directory structure under the folder or under the directory Indeed Inspiring, we are able to see. Now, if I go more with ls, so I have options like ls-l, I have options ls-a, ls-lh, so multiple options are there. Now, if I go for the option that is ls-l, so it shows long listing with permissions like permission, size, date, etc. So these three things would be there. And if I type ls-a, so it is going to list all files including hidden files. So -a is going to print all the files, but it also includes hidden files, and the hidden files, they start with dot, which means that their name starts with dot, so even they will get listed. Then I have ls-lh. H stands for human readable format, so in kbs and mbs, so that kind of thing we'll be able to see. So let us try ls-l, ls-a, ls-lh. So we are coming back over here, and I'm trying to have ls, then ls-a, all the hidden directories also, ls-l. So this you can see. Now, if you see that with ls-l, we are getting the information, or we are getting everything in detail. You can see here like we are getting all the permissions and the username, the user which is owner, and we are getting the group name, size we are getting, date and time we are getting. So in detail we are getting, and also we are able to see the displayed color of the folders or directories. This is what we are able to see. Then I can do ls-lh. So that's another thing, lh, and enter. So here you can see if I do ls-lh, then it gives me human readable. It is giving me more of a 4.0K. This way it is giving us. So if you see that H stands for human readable, that's what is the meaning of H. Now the next command we have is cd, that is change directory. So let us go for that also. If you want to change directory, then cd is something which you need to use. And yeah, so here is the command for cd. Okay, so if we go for cd, which basically means change directory, then it is going to help us out moving from one directory to the other. So let us go and try to understand on CD. So I need to do ls first. So here I have desktop, document, downloads, music, pictures, public, snap, and templates, CD. And if I do desktop, so here you can see that if I do CD desktop, and then if I do pwd, then you can see that it has gone inside the directory that is desktop, And if I do pwd, then you can see that it is showing me slash home slash indeed inspiring slash desktop, which basically means I am currently inside the desktop directory. This is what is the meaning of this particular output. So the print working directory shows us the present or the current directory where I am actually present. Now, if I do cd space dot dot, so cd space dot dot basically means cd space dot dot. This means that I just want to jump from this directory to the parent directory. So if I do pwd now, you can see slash home slash indeed inspiring. Similar way, if I do cd here dot dot cd space dot dot, then pwd, now I am inside slash home. So this is how we are able to understand that we are able to navigate from one directory to the other directory. And if we want just to go to the parent directory, we should write cd space dot dot, and if we need more, then cd space dot dot slash dot dot. So it will go to the parent's parent directory. Okay, so this is how dot dot help us to take us to the previous or the parent directories. Not previous, but the parent directories. Now, next is cd tilde. So cd tilde help us, this one, to go to the home directory of the current user, and pwd, you can see it has changed. So cd space tilde, this help us to go to the home directory. Home means the home of the user. Here indeed inspiring is the user, so the home directory for the user indeed inspiring is slash home slash indeed inspiring. That is the home of the user. Now let us move ahead and go further. Cd is done, change directory. Next is go to previous directory. Okay, this much is done. And now let us try to create directories. Let us work on creating the directories, or copying, moving, these kind of activities. Okay, so mkdir is the command for making the directory. It creates a folder, then mkdir hyphen p. So if you want to create a directory, like for example, there is no directory, you want to create a directory sample. Inside it, you want to create a directory sample1. Inside it, you want to create a directory sample2. But all of these are not there. But in a single command, if you want to create, means nested directories in a single command, then you can make use of mkdir hyphen p. So from parent to child, it will create all the directories together. Then we have another command which is called as touch. So this touch command, it helps to create files which are empty, but they are created. For example, here you can see touch file1.txt, file2.txt. So in this case also, if you see that it is going to be creating two files, like file1 as well as file2. And then we have cp command. So we'll come to the cp command, but let us first try to make the directories. Let us go back, and here, yeah. So here we will do touch touch, and after that, if I create a dot txt, okay, so I should not create it here, pwd. Okay, cd, I'll go to desktop, and nothing is here, I think. So I'll create here. So mkdir and sample is sample. So sample is a directory. If you see, if I do ls over here, you'll be able to see that we have created a directory which is named as sample, SAMPLE, sample. Okay. Now, if I want to create multiple directories like nested in single command, because if I just do mkdir and let's say SAMPLE sample one, and then I say, then let's say slash sample2 slash sample 3, and I press enter. So it says that no such file or directory. Okay, so why does it say so? Because if you see that only sample is there, sample 1, 2, 3, nothing is there. But if the same command, okay, mkdir sample 1, sample 2, if the same command you run with the help of hyphen p, enter, it's executed. Do you know why? Because of hyphen p. You can see sample 1 is created, ls hyphen r. So here, if I try to do sample one, enter, so you can see all the directories have got created. Okay, so this is how the directories get created. If we want to create nested directories, you can see they are very well created. Okay, so by any chance, if you get any kind of queries or if you get any kind of questions, you can surely ask and write that in the chat. I'll say we have a section of communication here. You can comment it basically, and then I'll be happy to revert on that. So this much we have done. Now let's move ahead. Now, if you want to create a file, then touch is a command which just creates a file. It just creates a file, nothing else. Okay. If you want to create multiple files, then you have touch file one, file two. You can give multiple names, but to create touch is sufficient. Okay, but you can give multiple files. So यहाँ पर let us try to do this. touch touch and data data.txt touch data.txt ls, so you can see that data.txt is created. And if I do touch touch data data1.txt and data data2.txt, so now if I do ls, what are we expecting? You can see we are expecting data1.txt is also there, even data2.txt is also there. So both are there. So with the help of touch, you are just creating empty files. If I do ls hyphen l, and you can see all of them have got a size 000. You can see the first three sizes. 0 is the size, 0 is the size, 0 is the size. All of them have 0 size because they are just created, like nothing else has happened. Now let's move ahead. So after that, what next we need to do is, after touch, next is copying. So if you want to make a copy, then cp is the command. So cp, then which file do you want to copy and the new name of that particular file, or you can just mention some folder with the same name the file gets copied. That's the second one. Now, if you want to recursively copy, like copy the whole folder, in that particular case, it is cp-r, folder 1, folder 2. So recursively copies a folder. So let us try to see in these things. So here, copy we want to do. So cp data dot, okay. So cp data. Now, do we have something called as data over with us? Yes, we have data.txt and okay, many things. And with which name would you like to copy it? So let's say I want to copy it with the name of sample. So here you can see that data.txt. So sample is a folder. So it has gone inside that particular folder. ls sample, if you see. So data.txt is there. Because there is a folder, therefore, what is not happening? Because there is a folder, therefore, it is not creating a file with the name of sample. It is rather creating folder with the same name, that is creating file with the same name, that is data.txt, inside the folder that is sample. That is what it is doing. Okay. Now let's move ahead and so this is one way of copying. If you want to copy the whole folder, so let's say CP, and if I want to copy the folder sample only, okay, so CP and sample, and after that, if I want to copy it in sample one, so I'm writing it this way and enter. So it says it's a directory, omitting. So CP, so here what I will do is I'll just write hyphen R. So sam hyphen R. Okay, which means recursively. So if you write hyphen R recursively, which means that sample and recursively whatever is there inside it should get copied into sample one. So now we need to do ls sample one. Okay, you can see that sample folder has been copied over here. This is what is the change. Okay. Now, next we have is we have done these things. Now, next we have is move or rename. So move command is used for both the purpose, moving also and renaming also. It does both the things. Okay. So for moving, let's use the mv command and move one file from one location to other. Or simply, we can use mv command file1.txt, and what it can do is file1.txt will be renamed to file2.txt. It's not getting moved, rather it is getting renamed as file2.txt. So we can try this as well. Let us try working on this. So here with mv, so mv, and what do you want to move? I think there are a couple of things here. So data.txt. So data.txt, if you want to rename it, let's say file file dot. So now is what txt we should do. So let's do ls and check. So here you can see it has become file.txt. Here you can see it has become file.txt. Okay, this is one way of moving. That means renaming actually. Now if I want to move it really, so mv file.txt sample enter. ls you can see, no, I cannot see. Fine. So now, so now this was about move, that we can move from one location to the other location. And at the same time, what we can do is we can rename a particular file with the help of mv command. Next command is rm, that is remove or delete a file. So rm and file name, it deletes a file. rm-r and folder name, it deletes the folder. And rm-f is forcefully delete without confirmation. So let us see how does it happen. Now a lot of things we have here. Now I want to delete rm data 1.txt. So I want to delete it. So you can see it has got deleted. Okay. If something is not getting deleted, then in that case you can use. So in that particular case, you can make use of one is recursive. And if you want to forcefully delete something, then okay. So let us try doing that. So rm hyphen r, this is recursive. Okay. What should I remove? Sample. So enter. Whole sample has gone. If I try to do it, rm hyphen r, okay. So here we have deleted that sample directory from sample1 with the help of R recursive. Okay. Now, if you want to forcefully delete something, rm hyphen f. F is forcefully. So rm hyphen f, or you can use rf also, and you write the file name. Okay. Do ls now. Do you find that data.txt over there? The answer is no, it is not found, which means it has got deleted. Okay. So these are the basic commands which we have related to delete. Now, next thing is viewing the file content. So when you want to view the file content, the first command which comes to mind is cat command. Then we have less command. Then we have more command. Okay, head command. Then tail command. Then we have, uh, yeah. So this much is good enough to discuss now. Okay. So let us go with viewing. Okay, till this point we have done. So let us go with viewing the file content. So when you create a file or you already have some existing file, you need to view the content of that particular file. So let us get into that particular part, that how can you view. For that we have a cat command. So cat view the entire file. So cat file name displays the file content, the whole content of the file. So cat file1.txt, file2.txt concatenates and show both the files. Then we have another command as less. Okay, so let us see cat. So here, okay, uh, let's create some files. So we can create, or we can go to cd slash var slash log. So inside var log, I have entered, and here some log files I'm able to see. So cat krn kern dot log. Okay, enter. So you can see that with cat we are able to see the whole of the things got printed. Okay, so that's what cat does. And if I do it with two files, So ls, if I do with two files, cat kern.log, and if I do with, okay, fine. One more file we'll put dpkg, enter. So it has appended the content of both the file and it has shown it to us. So cd tilt, let's go back to home. And if you are not able to understand, so what we'll do is cd desktop, let's go to desktop. And here I'll use some editor. I'm just using vi, okay, or nano, nano, a.txt, enter. Okay, so here we can write something. first line, and let me save it. And similarly, let me have b.txt. So second line, second line. So this one is having second line over here. Okay, now, yeah. So fine, just a second. Yes. So now in this particular case, you can see two files are there. Let me show you. Cat a.txt, and this is the content, and cat b.txt. So this is the content. So two contents are there. Now cat a.txt and then b.txt. Now you can see it is concatenating, right? So it is concatenating the content of the first file and concatenating the content of the second file. That is what it is doing. You can see. So this is the cat command. You want to see all the content. But we have other commands as well if you don't want to see all the content of a file. So here you can see we have a command called as less. Okay, less command. So it basically scroll through the file. So you can just write less file.txt. So you can keep on scrolling, and then type q to quit. That is how you can basically, or more, you can write more file.txt. Okay, so more scrolls a page at a time. That is what basically is the difference between less. So less, more, these are two more commands. So let us try with them, and I can try it with the help of the log files only. So let me go to with cd. I should go back. So cd, I'll go back to slash, let's say, var slash log. Let me go to log. And here, what I will do is less kern kern dot log. And now you can see, like, I can keep on moving ahead. Okay, this way. So I'm just keep on moving ahead, try to read what is there. Okay, and whenever I want to quit, just type q and quit. Then more, again kern.log. And in this particular case, it is going to show the whole page, the whole next page. Okay, so less was scrolling line by line, line by line, line by line. And more, if you see, it is scrolling the whole page at a time. Okay, again I pressed q to quit and I came out of it. So these are two more commands, like less and more, to see the content of the file. Then we have head. So head shows the beginning, like first 10 lines. If you want to specify some lines, so head hyphen n and write the number of lines you want to see. So similar way we have tail. So it shows last 10 lines, and you can write tail hyphen n. It shows those many number of lines, 20 lines. And tail is important because specifically in log files, real-time logs are getting generated. So you can just write tail hyphen f. It is going to show whatever new log is coming, it will keep on showing that to you. Okay, so these are the modes of head and tail. Here also, if I write head, and along with head, kern.log, so it shows only first 10 lines. But if I want some specific number of lines, head hyphen n, let's say 5, and so now I just would see the first 5 lines. Okay, so here you can see first 5. Okay, in this particular case. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. Okay, so first 5 lines I'm able to see here. That is what is head. Very similar way, tail is also there. So tail, and if I do kern, then in this particular case, the last 10 lines it is going to show. But if I will do tail hyphen n, if I just do 2, so it is going to show me just 2 lines here. You can see. Okay, only 2 lines it is going to show me. If I want tail hyphen f, so whatever changes are being there, I'll be able to see. It is this way. Okay, just stop it. All right, now let us move ahead and try to see further. Next is copying files in terminal. Okay, so let's see what exactly happens here. So nano. So I'll say not copying, but to create files and edit some content into it. So nano is a file editor. Here you can see we have a file editor called as nano. And I have just used it also. So nano file editor helps us. Hmm, yeah. So nano basically helps us in opening a file, and along with opening a file, nano also helps us in case of editing, saving, and then getting out of the file. Okay. So other editor is vim. Vi and vim both are the editors. Okay. Then we have gedit as well. Okay, so vim, gedit, these are the options which we have. So let's start with nano. Okay, so control O is the shortcut to save, control X is the shortcut to exit. Those who are very new, for them, yeah, so those who are very new, for them, you should understand that when basically we are working with the nano, so shortcuts are being used. If it is written control plus O, which means that you have to press the control button, and then you don't have to leave it and press O. Okay, and then leave it. Then press the control button, then X, then leave both of them. Okay, so for the beginners, many times this is not known. So control plus O basically means you have to keep pressing, like press the control button, don't leave it, then press O, and then leave the both. Okay, just see whether that operation has happened or not. That is something you have to see. Okay, so let's go back here. So nano is one, and for nano, I would like to go to cd tilde again. And now here I would like to create, or maybe I can go to desktop, cd desktop. So I think the cd commands you will get very familiar with. Here I'll do nano and data.txt and enter. So you can see that editor has got opened up in the terminal itself. Okay, now this is nano editor nano editor. Now if you want to save, control O, so press the control button O, and it asks you file name to write data.txt, and just press enter. It is saved. Now control X is to come out of it. And if you do ls over here, you can see that the data.txt is present. Cat data.txt, if you do, you can see that this is nano editor is also written over there. So nano is one of the editors which help you to create a file and add data into that particular file. That is the help you get. Second one is vi. Okay, so vi, and I'll write it as let's say 10. STO and now you have to press the button I. So if you press the button I, then it enters into insert mode. Okay, and then you can start typing like whatever you want to basically work with. You can start working on those things. So this, so it has not gone into insert mode yet. Okay, this is an old story story. Okay, that's it. Only this much I would like to write. And escape shift colon WQ. So W is for write, Q is for quit. So once again, if you want to open it up, vi story.txt, so you can see that. D, if you press 2 times, it will delete the things. So all the extra things I'm deleting from here. And now again, escape shift colon WQ, write and quit. Write means save and quit. So similar to vi, we have vim also story.txt and enter. So vim is not installed yet. So if you want to install it, so I'll just tell you the command because it has given us a suggestion. So sudo apt install install. Okay, vim. So it'll ask for password. Put the password over here. It is installing. Say yes, I want to continue. So here you can see it is installing, and we'll be able to get vim as well in few seconds. Whenever you want to install something, sudo apt install, and the package name you should know, you can write. It'll find it out and install it for you. Now, if I do vim, and now if I do story.txt, so you can see that I'm able to, okay, get here, and I can press I to get into insert mode. There are times which are good and times which are not. Okay, so escape shift colon W for write, Q for quit, enter. Now again with cat, you can see cat story.txt. Okay, so this is another editor, vim, another editor. Gedit is like a notepad, Windows notepad, the way this notepad is opened up. So it is like that. So G with gedit, edit, gedit, and then file name. Let's say I write some file name as list list dot prep. Any name you can give. It's not compulsory that. So here you can see that even gedit is not installed here. So what I will do is sudo apt apt install install gedit. Okay, now this is the second time you are watching this command, sudo apt install gedit. It did not ask me for the password because last time it already asked me, and I'm working on the same terminal. That's why it did not ask me, but it is asking me, do you want to continue? So I need to say yes, I want to continue. And here you can see that it is doing the installation part of gedit. So gedit is the another editor which we have. It has installed, and now gedit, and I can have list list dot something like prep. So you can see it comes up like a this notepad. So this is gedit gedit editor editor. How are you? Okay, now Control S and Alt F4. So normal, the way you normally work, it basically works in that particular manner. Okay, now what else do we need to do? Now the next thing is this is editor, like gedit is also editor. Now next thing comes as file permissions and ownerships. Okay, so each and every file has got some owner. Okay, like without owner, there is no basically file. So here, Linux, if you see, is a multi-user OS. So which means that in Linux we can create more than one users. As of now, if you see, there are two users. One is the admin root user, and the other one I'm using it, that is indeed inspiring. So two users are there as of now. And you can create more users. Okay, n number of users you can create in Linux, and therefore for every folder and for every file, the one who creates it, normally as soon as you create it as a user, you become the owner of that particular file or that particular folder. So you become the owner. Now, whether the other user should be able to access your file, access your folder, so that is something, is a matter of discussion here, that file permissions needs to be given, needs to be set. So Linux is a multi-user OS, so it uses a permission system to control who can read, write, or execute files and directories. Now, permission structure. Each file or directory has three sets of permissions or three types of users. The first user, if you see, is owner. The second one is group. And the third one, if you see, is others. As I told you, as soon as you create a folder or as soon as you create a file, so obviously you become the owner. That means you become the owner. Second one is the group. So group is, let's say user one is there, user two is there, and now to both of them, we want to allow some operations on the file. It can be read, it can be write, it can be execute. So if we want to allow the group, like there are two users, and if we want to allow that two users should be able to, let's say, read the file, two users should be able to write on the file, then that is called as group. Okay, so the group that owns or having some permission on the file. And now apart from group, anyone else, like whosoever it may be, like any other user, any external user. Okay, so we need to set permissions on these three user types: owner, group, and others. So these three types are there. Now what kind of permissions do we have? We have read permission, we have write permission, and execute permission. So the point number one is users. So we have owner, we have group, and we have the third one is others, rest of the world. And what type of permissions do we have on a file or a folder? Read, write, and execute. So these are the type of permissions which we have. Okay. Now here if we see that how can we see, like how can we view the permissions? So initially we can basically try to understand this particular part, that how can we see or view. So we can do that with the help of ls-l. Okay, so already we did that, but now let us do it and try to understand. So if we do ls-l, the kind of output we get is, this is the kind of output we get. Okay. Now here, if you see what exactly this output means. So I think anyone who is making use of Linux these days, you must have seen this kind of an output. The dashes are there, R is there, W is there, X is there. You can see what are the things we are able to see here. So this particular dash, if you see, this is file type. Dash means it is a file. If it is not a dash, it will be a D, and D is for a directory. So the first, this one, the first place, this basically tells whether it is a file or a directory. So in our case, it is a file. Okay. Then we have RWX, RWX, RWX. So we have a pair. This is 3, this is 3, this is 3. Okay. So three times it is written. Why? The first one is written for owner. First RWX is for owner. Second RWX is for group permissions. And third RWX is for the others. In our case, the first one is RWX, which means owner permissions are read, write, execute. Second, we have R-X, which is group permissions are read and execute, but not write. Others R dash dash read only. So others can just read. So this is the meaning of this particular output. And let us go back into the shell and try to see that what kind of output are we able to get. Let me put the password over here. And if I do ls, oh, cancel. Okay, so ls hyphen l. So here you can see in this particular case. Okay, so here it is written D, you can see D, and rest all are dash 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 dash. Okay, so which means all others are files, but this D, this basically means that it is your directory. Okay, this is the difference, okay, between. Now you can see pair, the pair of RWX, okay, then the pair of RWX, then the third pair of RWX from here, third pair. So here if you see read write, read write, read. Owner has got read write, then the group has got read write, rest of the world has got read. So this is how the permissions are interpreted. Okay, so we need to interpret the. Now, if you want to change permission, okay, if you would like to change the permission, then chmod is the command. Chmod. Chmod, write the permissions, then the file. Okay, so chmod, write the permissions, then the file name. Here, if you see, we have chmod, then u plus x script.sh. So, which basically means u is add execute for user, chmod g minus w. So remove write for group. Then chmod o equal to r. So here if you see that for others, set the permission as read only. Okay. So this is the way that how we can change or update permissions for a particular file. Now let us see here. We have another method over here. The other method is using numeric mode. So in case of numeric, try to understand this concept. The read has got a number 4, write has got a number 2, and the execute has got a number 1. So RWX basically means 4 plus 2 plus 1. 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7. RW means 4 plus 2, which means 4 plus 2 is 6. Only R means 4. RX means 4 plus 1, 5. Then WX means 3. So this is basically octal way. Okay, octal way of giving a permission. So in this octal way, if you see, if I write chmod 755 script.sh, so 755, the first 7 is for the owner because 7 is the summation of RWX. So read, write, execute we are giving. 5, if you see, is R dash X, which basically means it is for group, and we are giving read and execute permission. And then if you see, we have R minus X or R hyphen X, which is for others as well. So with this way also, chmod 755, this way also in an octal manner, we can work on the permission of a file. And the previous method was with the help of chmod u plus x, then the file name. Okay, to whom, what kind of permission do we want to give that? Now, next part comes as ownership. So changing the ownership. So chmod is the command for changing the file permissions. For ownership, we have to write chown, that's the command, user group file name. So who will be the owner and who will be the group owner, and like which group will be the owner? and then for which particular file. So here if we see, it is changing chown to from the previous one to this user, and group is getting changed to admin group. Here touch demo.sh, ls-l demo.sh. So now this is how we can basically uh, work on a particular file. Here we have created a demo.sh file, and after that we are trying to see that what are the permissions on it. Then we are trying to change the permissions, ch mode you can see, and after that we are also changing the ch own user and group as well. So we will see more practice on this in the upcoming session, and I hope you are able to enjoy these sessions. So that's it for today. Let's meet in the next session of this series of Linux fundamentals. Thank you.